Let us pray. My Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day you have allowed us to enjoy. We thank you for your love and kindness and your tender mercy. We pray for our staff and our students as we begin our 2024-2025 school year. We pray you will protect them and keep them in your keeping care. We will continue to put our trust in you, Lord, knowing you will never leave us or forsake us. Now we ask your blessings upon this meeting, that you will bless this meeting as we progress on tonight. And we ask this in Jesus' name. For his sake we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Galvin, Mr. Director. Okay, next is public testimony. We have anybody signed up? Thank you. Okay, I got Mr. Donovan. What's the last? I can't pronounce that last name's kind of. Okay. So if you can put the mic up here, give us your name and address, please. And I got a little statement here we need to read out before we start that. Pursuant with the board policy BED, the board will allow every person who wishes to address the board on an agenda item to do so before the board is consideration of the item. The board will not deliberate regarding any subjects not included on the agenda posted with notice of this meeting. This time it's afforded to stop, look and listen to the public comments. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes to address the board. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Good evening, school board. My name is Donovan Bennett. I am a citizen of the Aransas Pass community. Concerns. Again, we had a conversation last month on the very subject about the misuse of power within this board to address personal issues against our community. And I don't feel like this board is actually representing well. I feel like there's, talking with other citizens, people like to stand up and actually give them a voice. I feel like it sounds like we have a momentous occasion. We seem to have a new football coach here. That didn't take long. We feel like, there's a misjustice and misuse of power. But I will warn every one of you that's on the ballot card this year, we have strategic candidates that will be here. There will be seats changing. There will be power changing, power shifting. There will be candidates that do not use their power to cover up certain things. I don't know whether that's bantering right now, but I'll let you know you're on notice. We don't appreciate comments if you think you're not on the mic about how you're not going to change your mind, you're not going to listen to what the concerned citizens of this community feel. That's unacceptable. I'm looking right at you because you know who said it. My point with all this is going to change. This community is sick and tired of the same old, same old. They're tired of people using their position to influence other members, other people, and decisions that do not have any bearing on what the community wants. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Ryan Reagan. Mr. Reagan, give your name and address, please.
My name is Ryan Reagan. I live at 438 Chicken Creek Road in Goliad, Texas. I used to be here, but I'm not anymore because of the cowardliness of this board that sits right here. The decisions they make are poor for the community and for the teachers and for the staff of this school district. I'm going to talk to you about Coach Taylor right now. That was a horrible decision to get rid of him. All you wanted was improvement from Coach Taylor. And I'm going to tell you right now, that man improved every aspect of this football program. You want to look at his schedule? You guys don't even compete against anybody, and this school goes downhill. You want to look at Coach Taylor's schedule? Edna, number 3 in the state. Goliad, number 7 in the state. Orange Grove. Those guys are a 4A playoff team that came down and played 3A. London, they dominated the South District when they were down there. And Ingleside, a 4A playoff team with multiple college athletes on that team. That's 5 automatic losses for most teams in this state. They have to play those teams. And you took that and held it against him. The other 5 teams he played against, if you guys did any math at all, and you told him it was just an excuse, the other 5 teams, they were outscored by 12 points in those 5 games, 110 to 122, and you held that against them. Improvement every single year. They had more all-district players this year than they have in the last 7 years, and you fired him. You fired him because he made improvements every year. You want him to be faster? You want him to be better? These are his young kids coming up and now competing. The kids that he started out with in junior high are now competing at the high school level, and they are showing improvement every year. And you fired him. He was a great guy, cared about the kids. One thing y'all need to understand is no one leaves Aransas Pass School District and does worse. When you leave this district, whether you're a coach or a teacher, you do better. No matter what district you go to, you do better. The coaches do better. The coaches have a better record. And he cared about this district, and he gave everything he had, improving every year, and you fired him. You want to look at some teams? Volleyball's gone downhill. Basketball's not going to be district champs this year. Softball, when they lost Jocelyn, they couldn't win a game. You going to go after Flores? You're not. They went from an extremely good winning team. They lost 1 player. So is it because they don't have a coach, or is it because they lost their players? They went from district champs to no wins in district. And you're going to go after him for that. You're going to go after Coach Taylor for making improvements every year. The only program in the last 4 years that made improvements every single year. And you fired him. The only one. Look at the records of every team. The only program that made improvements, and you fired him. I don't know who pulls your little puppet strings around here. And y'all are my friends. But this was wrong. I don't know who pulls your puppet strings, and I don't know who politically has y'all politically handcuffed around here, but that decision makes no sense to anyone in this community. No one has made sense of that one yet.
Thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Davis.
Okay, next we have district recognition, Parents and Employees of the Month. Ms. Wirtz is going to read the candidates, and if you could, please just walk up there. Mr. Rector is going to present, Ms. Chopper and Mr. Rector are going to present awards. Proceed up to the area over here, and parents, you're allowed. If you want, you can go take pictures. Feel free to move around and take pictures of your student when they get the award. Don't hesitate to take as many pictures as you need. Okay, go ahead. Thank you, Ms. Wirtz.
All right. How about this one? Okay. All right. First up, we have Miss Monique Sanchez. She is a student at Falk Elementary. Monique has overcome the significant challenge of learning 2 languages despite not being able to hear all the sounds in speech. She approaches life with a constant smile, always listening attentively and setting an example as an exceptional PAX leader. Monique's progress has been remarkable, and she consistently helps others make the right choices in any situation. Her determination and positive influence make her a role model for all. Catalea Juarez is a 5th grader at Charlie Marshall Elementary. She is a very hard worker. She has been at the top of all of the IXL leaderboards. She always gives it her all and never hesitates to complete her work. She is an amazing part of our classroom culture and a positive part of the school community. Kaylee Burgess is an 8th grader at AC Blunt Middle School. Kaylee has consistently demonstrated outstanding commitment and dedication. With a remarkable record of perfect attendance, she has never missed a day of school, showcasing her belief in the importance of being present and engaged. Kaylee is also known for being meticulous in everything she does, whether it's completing assignments, assisting as an office aide, preparing for exams, or participating in class discussions. She approaches every task with careful attention to detail. Teachers often commend her for her thorough work. Kaylee stands out as an emblem of what it means to be a responsible, dependable, and helpful student. And one more time for that perfect attendance. That's amazing. And Mr. Garrett Bennett is a senior at Aransas Pass High School. Garrett is hardworking and a dedicated student athlete. Garrett has spent the last 4 years working hard on his academics and taking advanced courses. He has one of our top GPAs in Aransas Pass and will graduate college ready with multiple certifications. Garrett is not only a great student, but he is an excellent basketball player. He is a leader on the court and always leads by example. Garrett is a student that will always talk your ear off and is one of the most respectful students we have. And this is why Aransas Pass High School is proud to name Garrett Bennett as January's Panther of the Month. Our Employees of the Month. We have first up, Miss Laura Juarez is the attendance clerk at Falk. From day one, she has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to teamwork and excellence, making her an invaluable member of our team. Laura consistently goes above and beyond, not only fulfilling her responsibilities, but also stepping up to support others whenever needed. What truly sets her apart is her eagerness to learn and grow. Whether tackling new challenges or refining her skills, she approaches every task with determination, curiosity, and a genuine desire to do her best. Your hard work and dedication do not go unnoticed. Thank you for your exceptional contributions and for being a shining example of what it means to embody our values. I am so grateful to have you as part of our team. Maria Sprayberry. Okay. Is one of our 5th grade instructional paras at Charlie Marshall Elementary. She is highly dedicated to the teachers and students, and she never stops working hard. She is always ready to help and is very dependable. She makes the 5th grade team awesome. Thank you, Ms. Sprayberry, for your 24 years of dedication to Charlie Marshall Elementary. We have up next Miss Dawn Story from AC Blunt. It is with great pleasure that we recognize Ms. Dawn Story at AC Blunt's Employee of the Month. Her consistent performance and exceptional qualities make her deserving recipient of this recognition, and we want to express our sincere appreciation for her hard work and dedication. Time and time again, we can rely on her to meet deadlines, handle responsibilities with care, and support her colleagues. Ms. Story's reliability makes her a key asset to the team, and it does not go unnoticed. She consistently inspires those around her by demonstrating integrity, problem solving, and a calm approach to challenges. Her leadership style encourages others to follow her example. We are fortunate to have her as part of our team. We are so appreciative of her exceptional contributions and continued dedication. AC Blunt is proud to have Ms. Story recognized as our Employee of the Month. And we have Mr. John Youngama. Is a fantastic teacher at Aransas Pass High School and works hard with his students to develop great relationships and get the most out of them. Mr. Youngama is a recent graduate of Aransas Pass High School and did his student teaching here and then chose to come work here. He is often seen in the hallway greeting students with a handshake and a smile. He is also very hardworking and has to juggle being a first-year teacher along with coaching duties and studying. Mr. Youngama spent his Christmas break this year preparing for and taking his certification test in special education, and he passed it. We are so proud of the teacher, young man, and overall human being that he is becoming, and that is why Aransas Pass High School is proud to name him as January's Employee of the Month. Mrs. Suzanne Ranselboom. I'm not sure. She is our director of our ACE program. She works tirelessly to provide excellent learning opportunities for APISD students. She seeks funding opportunities to enhance the learning experiences for students, including excursions, hands-on exhibits, and practical life lessons. She has also created opportunities for our parents to improve their education through her efforts to help them attain career-enhancing certifications. She is continuously seeking ways to create AP excellence. All right. And our last employee is Ms. Charmaine Nunez. Ms. Nunez is a bus monitor for Aransas Pass. She is a hard worker. She shows up on time, ready to work every day. Always has a good attitude going forward. She is always willing to help out where she is needed. Charmaine knows almost every child on her bus by their first name. She greets every student with a smile and a good morning. She keeps the bus clean and organized. We are glad to have her as part of our transportation team.
Again, we would like to congratulate our employees and parents of the month. We want to congratulate you on your excellent work for the district. As far as employees, you're working here, and all the time and effort you put on to make our students special students that can exceed in their education and in life beyond. And we want to congratulate each one of the students for the job well done in the classrooms, as far as discipline and as far as your classwork. We want to extend your congratulations to each and every one of you, and the parents as well, for the job of you doing to make sure the kids are doing right. Thank you. Next, we have January 25th, School Board Recognition Month. Mr. Barnes, Dr. Barnes? Huh? Oh, we're going to do that right now? We're going to do it after we get to here. It's down later on the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah, we do it right before we close and go into the agenda. Yeah.
All right, this month is January, it's called School Board Appreciation Month, recognition of the hard work and dedication of our trustees. It is a job that requires a lot, but much is given and much is deserved. And so as a token of our appreciation from the campuses and from the district, we want to say thank you. And in front of you, you have the different arrangements and gifts of appreciation from the staff and students of Aransas Pass ISD.
I want to extend my thanks to each one of the board members on the board, and the two that are not here, because again, I think we work pretty well as a team of 8, as well as Dr. Barnes, and we're trying to move the district forward and make it. Right now we have a work cut out for us, and we know that, and we're moving forward in the district, and we're going to continue to do so with the help of all of our employees and all of our staff, and we just want to thank them as well. So thank you. Now we have, now this is a point in our deal before we go into the rest of the agenda, that if any parents or students want to leave at this time, you're more than welcome to do so. If you want to stay at the rest of the board meeting, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But we're going to take a brief break right here and just let anybody who wants to leave. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Yeah, Brad Davis. Brad. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about the man, so. He's young, looks energetic, so that's good. Okay, we're going to continue on with the board meeting. Next on the agenda is the public hearing financial integrity rating system first report for 23-24 school year. Ms. Chapa.
Yes. This is a first rating for the year 2023-2024 that recently came out. This is based on the data of 22-23 data. Aransas Pass ISD received a superior rating. We received a score of 92. There was 2 indicators that were missed. Indicator number 7 and indicator number 13. Number 7, it's a cash on hand in regards to our financial statements. We were underpaid through TEA, so we did not have the cash on hand. So we were not able to maximize all the total points on that indicator. That was prior to Senate Bill 2 when we were on a different payment schedule from TEA. And at the end of the year, we had an accounts payable set up rather than the cash received from TEA. So because now we're on a different payment schedule from TEA to where that indicator will change the following year. Indicator number 13, that is an indicator that we lose some points. Almost maximized it. We got 8 out of 10. That's the administrative cost ratio. That it's not that we're overspending in the administrative cost. That is that is where we pay a superintendent, tax office cost, business office. Each school district has these costs. But when we're compared to bigger school districts, this is an indicator where small school districts are not able to gain the total number of points available. So overall, we received a score of 92 out of a possible 100. It's an A rating. It has been advertised to our community in the local newspaper, a superior rating for our school district.
All right.
If there's any questions.
Anybody have any comments, questions?
Number 7 is more in reference to our fund balance, having enough cash on hand to operate for 90 days in case of emergency, correct? Isn't that the standard the TA sets?
Yes, our fund balance was on point, but it included an accounts receivable that was set up rather than the actual cash and investment on hand. On the financial statements, the money was set as an accounts receivable that we were owed from TEA to make up the fund balance,
But we hadn't been paid that amount.
but we had not been paid. So
What caused that delay?
we were on a different payment schedule from TEA, because we relied more on tax collections in those school years. This is before Senate Bill 2. We relied more on tax collections, and relied less on the state, so we would get less payments from the state. We didn't get an August payment.
But we have been on that schedule for years, the school district had, correct?
That one year we were on a different payment schedule.
Just what caused that for that 1 year?
I'm sorry. After the 2023-24 schedule, we're on a different payment schedule. The reporting to TEA on our tax collections to where we didn't get the cash as of August 31st. We set up an accounts receivable.
So we normally would have received it by that date?
We would have received it if we had reported to TEA the actual tax collections, our estimated tax collections that we would have gotten as of August, so TEA can match the tax collections.
Why wasn't it submitted by that date?
This was the data was back in 2022-23 data.
So this was for the 23-24 school year?
The rating is for the 23-24 school year based on the 22-23 data.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Any other questions or comments? All right, thank you, Ms. Chopper. Next is, since it's a public hearing, do we have anybody in the public who can make comments on the first report? All right, thank you. Next, we have the superintendent's report, enrollment and attendance report. Dr. Barnes?
Yes, sir. Thank you. We'll start off with the enrollment report. Of course, our snapshot number is 1625. It shows our enrollment by campus and also that attendance by campus from August to January 10th, which would have ended our fall semester. The next report is just our actual attendance and our average for December to January, which was always a tough month because of our holidays. As you can see, is at 91.72 for that time period, but overall for the semester is at 93%. And we're still working to get that higher. I will give the campuses credit. They've been trying a lot of innovative things to try to reward kids for being here. It's a struggle, but they're fighting a good fight, and we're going to keep 93 or better is our goal toward the end of the spring semester.
Anybody have any questions on enrollment? Next is calendar of upcoming events. Dr. Barnes?
Yes, we have the listed events that are coming up for within the next month or so. It's kind of shallow, just a little bit here in January as we get back into school. Of course, we have our holiday coming up with Dr. Martin Luther King Day. The board has some board workshops that are coming up in January. There are tons of student events. We're high in basketball season right now with both boys and girls. So there's a lot of that going on if you need something to do on a weekly basis. And we have some ROTC events coming up this weekend. They have a drill meet Saturday we're going to try to attend. So we have that information listed out, excuse me, for the board. Sorry about that.
Is the governance camp the one that's in Corpus they hold for the winter?
That's one in Galveston. It used to be in corporate. They moved to Galveston now.
Galveston, yes, sir. That'll be in March. I think we're working to try to get some of our students as we've applied to have them present at that conference. So waiting to hear back. Yeah, that'd be nice.
John, you may want to reference on February, since there was a reference to the upcoming elections, Friday, February 14th, anyone that's wanting to place their name on the general ballot is the deadline.
Yeah,
So pick up your packet and file.
yeah. February 14th is the deadline to file for place candidate election. January 15th is the first day to file on general election. So anybody on the board that wants to be reelected to position, you need to pick up a candidate package and fill it out. And anybody from the public that wants to run for one of the positions, it's the same applies. You need to pick up a package and turn it in before the deadline. Any other comments on the calendar? Next is item 4B, 5B, reminder of mission and vision strategic roundtable involving school board district leadership, facilitated by Moke Casey on January 23rd. Dr. Barnes, that's a workshop we're going to have as well here. So any comments on that?
No, sir, just looking forward to it. That'll be a chance for the board and district leadership to work together on revisiting the mission and vision as was requested by the board.
All right. Next is a financial report. Ms. Chapa, accounts payable, budget status, and tax collection. Ms. Chapa?
Yes, the accounts payable report, total cash on hand is $4,321,100. Total spent for the month is $740,363. The budget status report, we've received $8,295,453. We have spent $6,272,445. The tax collection report, For the month of December, we received $3,330,449. Delinquent tax collected, $23,690. Total collected up to December is 41.91%. And then we have our quarterly investment report for the month of October, November, December. We received $55,412 of interest. The tax rate is dropping. We're now at 4.5% as of December. If there's any questions.
What was the delinquent amount you referenced? I'm trying to find it.
The delinquent on the tax report for the month of December, we received $23,690.61.
I heard
Delinquent
you say
taxes.
23 million, I was gonna say.
Oh,
That'd be nice.
Okay.
23,000.
Any other questions or comments on it? Thank you, Ms. Chapa. Next, we run to our consent agenda. The first thing is on the consent agenda is consider the minutes from December 9th regular board meeting. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or corrections on the board minutes for December the 9th? No comments. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda item?
So motion.
Motion made by Mr. Galvan, second by Mr. Rector. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed say nay. Ayes got it. Okay, next is update on topic for future meetings. And anybody have anything they want to add to on the agenda for next board meeting or future board meetings? Any item they would like to discuss? Okay, we move on to the next item, board updates and topics of future meetings. We had the naming process and memorial designation committee update, and I'm part of that committee, and since Mrs. Butler's not here, she's part of that committee as well. But I think I sent some out to some of the board members who are on the committee, a copy of a proposed memorial for it's also the naming process and more designation for the different things, facilities and things on the campuses. So again, you just kind of look over it, have any comments. If you have any questions, we'll make the following corrections and try to add them into it. And hopefully in the future board meeting, we can have like a first reading and second reading on it and put it on the agenda to get it passed.
The other portion of that, it needs to go to TASB for policy review before we.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Juanice has already done that on a couple of them and come up with some comments on it that she sent up, just like the one we did for the other one. She sent them off to him, and I think that she's in the process of getting those comments back from them.
On this one?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about that one, but the other one she
Should have
did.
been sent, because we
Yeah, I've
haven't
not heard
taken
from her,
any
and
action
she
on it.
didn't really mention to me anything she'd done on that, so,
That needs to go to them once we approve it.
yeah. Well, we probably need to send it for
Prior
approval,
to
right?
it, but yeah, but we,
Yeah,
the
let them
board
look
needs to
at
take
before
some
we
type
approve
of
it
action
so
on it
that they can
before.
consider it and see if there's anything we need to correct on it, so that we're doing an error. So. Again, Dr. Barnes, if you can make sure that's sent out to TASB and make sure they review it, and we'll kind of look at it at the next board meeting. Still a work in progress, so any changes you have to it, just pass them on. Okay. Next, we go to action items, call for board election. Dr. Barnes?
The order of election and notice of election for May 3rd, 2025 board election for places 1, 2, 5, and 7 for 4-year terms have been provided by the administration for the board's review. I'd ask that the board review the information and approve the order of election and notice of election as presented by the administration.
Do you have any questions or comments on that? Okay, with none, then have a motion to approve the order of election and notice of election as presented by administration.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Vector, second by Mr. Galvan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed, say nay. Ayes, got it. Next is consider and approve contract with the San Patricio Election Administration. Dr. Barnes?
Yes, and this is to allow us to actually host the elections. And so we'd ask that you guys approve the Joint Election Services contract with San Patricio County Election Administration.
It's also with the city, right? We got to coordinate it with the city as well. Yeah. So and again, information provided concerning the joint election between Aransas Pass ID and the city of Aransas Pass, conducted by San Patricio Election Administration. Anybody got any comments or questions on that? Okay. Do you have a motion to approve the joint election service contract with San Patricio County Election Administrator?
So motion.
Motion made by Mr. Galvin. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Flores. All in favor? Say aye. Anybody opposed? Say nay. Ayes, got it. Next is consider to approve a budget amendment for budget number 5 for broken fiber land and concession stand. Again, Dr. Barnes, is that the one from the flooding over there that did that, or
Mr. Bruce.
Mr. Bro? Oh, you gotta get it hide, huh?
Hey, how you doing? Let's see, the concession stand experienced a 4-inch fire main break on the piping in the room that was housed the electronics for the switch and stuff. It's in there, the D-mark is in there, so that's where the fiber lines come up and go into a fiber box that gets into the switch. And that's all, that's a brand new switch from a month ago when we installed them. So that's all wet and destroyed, and the plan is to move it to the next room over instead of in the water column.
Now, we should add other place we're gonna move it to is gonna be secure and dry, so it doesn't get wet again.
That's the plan.
Yeah. You know, we probably need to look in that pretty good to make sure we move it somewhere else. We're moving it where it doesn't cause more problems, so. The estimated repair count is $12,500. Is that correct?
Correct. The switch is probably about $5,000 of that. The moving of the fiber lines still gotta come up through that same room, because that's where they put the lines underneath the slab. But we've got enough service loop that I can draw it into the next room.
Okay, and
Jason, was that a faulty design when we built that building?
Well, I would never, I wouldn't put it in there to begin with. So, I mean, that's just one of the things where it's there, that's what it was, and let's get it fixed and move it into the right area.
Oh, yeah, I understand that, but we pay architects to think smarter than we do. So, I was just curious.
May I add, since this was not part of our budget, this would be a request from fund balance.
yeah, the estimated amount of repairs is $12,500, and budget amendment number 5 would be to move that money from the fund balance to cover that, correct? Since it wasn't in our prepared budget for this year. So, any other questions or comments on that? Again, you just make sure that it's going to be high and dry when we do this, and again. If we talk to the architect as far as the design phase and see, why it was designed that way, and if they thought about that, or,
No, I haven't. I'm not sure they would probably take responsibility at this point.
yeah.
It's just that it's probably just, I don't know why they would have put it in a closet where your water pipes are coming in, and you have a electrical closet on the other side.
Just another thing, in future designs, we make sure we got the technology place where it's going to be high and dry. We need to start looking at that stuff and make sure that the design, helped the architects out. We pay them good money to do that, and any other questions, comments on that? Okay, I have a motion before me do I have a motion to approve the budget amendment number 5 as presented for moving the $12,500 from fund balance to cover the expense?
So motion.
Motion made by Mr. Galvin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Flores. All in favor say aye.
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 Anybody opposed say nay. All right, you got it.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you. Next, consider and approve the donation from Ed Rachel Foundation for the ACE program. And Ms. Chapa?
Yes, this donation is for $65,000. This is the second year we've received this donation. This was requested by our ACE program director. And if you could approve it, so we could have the $65,000 for the ACE program requesting.
Any questions or comments on that? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the donations presented?
So motion.
Motion made by Mr. Galvin. Have a second? Second by Mr. Rector. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed say nay. All right, you got it. Next, consider and approve the budget amendment number 6, donation from Ed Rachel Foundation for ACE program. Again, we're just proving to move this around on the budget, right? From, into the budget.
Yes, sir.
So, anybody got any questions on that? Comments? Again, do I have a motion to approve the budget amendment number 6 as presented?
So motion.
Motion made by Mr. Galvan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Flores. All in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed say nay. Okay, next is consider and approve a budget amendment number 7, the renovation of the practice field. Again, Ms. Chapa.
Yes, we're estimating $35,000 for the renovation of the football practice field. If you go out there, there's drainage that's needed. The grounds are not. They're not. Many of these students, there's a bunch of stickers, and the grounds are not at par to where students can practice on these fields. It's up to $35,000. If the funds are not used, then they'll be left there in the fund balance.
As they're being moved back to the
Yes.
fund balance?
Yes, sir.
Is for dirt, for landscaping, for rental equipment.
Yeah, and that's because the dirt over in the practice field right now, there's nothing will grow on. Everything's dead. It's just sand and stuff, and the only thing that grows there is sticker burrs and weeds. So, so our kids are practicing out there for whatever else. So, so they're all out there getting stickers in their hands and all over the body when they roll around and stuff. So, so I think it's just for soil, for topsoil to put on there so we can get some growth. Have we done that before, or is this the first time we've done that, or do we know?
Well, I think you got to look back at the history of that. I mean, in all fairness, that definitely needs to be done. But when you look at that practice field, if you remember when we renovated those fields or we built the baseball and softball fields, we totally put sod on that whole field with a contractor. So in that contract bid that we did with Weaver Jacobson, was it Weaver Jacobson out of Cuero, that built the baseball and softball fields, they redid that whole practice field. So why it's not draining and why that 50 or 40 pallets of Bermuda grass is dying is probably because of drainage purposes. So, Mr. Divins, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So I don't understand why we're having an issue with drainage when that thing's less than 3 years old, 4 years old.
Yeah, we did it. We did a survey. We did that, for the drainage to make sure we paid to have a survey done by some engineers to come in and look at the drainage, because we had flooding problems around where the parking lot is and over there where the concession stand was and other areas around in that area. And we did paid a contractor a survey to go in and survey all that and develop a a drainage plan that would actually drain that as well as a practice field over into the swamp over, or whatever they call it over there, where the pool is over there by the high school. So do we need to work, has that been cleaned out, drainage? Is it a drainage problem or just soil problem?
It's not the drainage around the field, it's the field itself. It needs a crown up on it. There's no crown on the field at all. So the water just sits there. So I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna scrape 4 inches off. We're gonna replant, put 4 inches back, and then I'm gonna build a 2-inch crown on top of it, down the middle of the field. So that's where all the water's going.
No, I understand, but, you know, there's been comments made in this boardroom in the last 2 meetings that this board has not provided the facilities that our athletes need. And you can get up at a microphone and you have your 3 minutes and you can say whatever you want, but that doesn't change the facts. The facts are the facts. And the facts are that was part of the construction project on the baseball and softball field that we paid $4.2 million for. And on top of that, that was sod that was brought in on pallets. I don't know how many pallets it was, but there had to be at least a $40,000 or $50,000 expense of putting sod down there for our football team to be able to practice on. So the claims that have come in here is that our maintenance department, or that this board was indiligent to make sure that our kids had a suitable athletic field, is not factual. The facts are that we did invest in our kids, that we did give them somewhere to practice. As a matter of fact, probably one of the nicest practice fields in the area. But you run into things like this when you have construction projects, that there's gonna be something that's unknown. And from what you're telling me, we're gonna have to spend another $35,000 to rectify that. That's not the board's fault that happened. That falls back on the contractor. So I mean, at some point, we need to have a conversation with the contractor that did this and ask them why we're having that problem. Have we reached out to them yet?
No, sir, we have not.
I'd like to hear a response from them of why we're experiencing the problems that we're doing. They're the ones, number one, Todd designed it with Lamar Womack, and then that the contractor came in and built it to specs. So something happened along that way that's causing us to have the damage that we're having to that field. But I want to be clear for a public record that it wasn't something that this board did or wasn't committed to do right for our kids, because we made that investment in them.
I don't know what happened before, and it came in after the fact that it was already tore up, and I tried to save it with putting, dump truckloads of cow manure on it, and it just didn't happen.
So you're going to reseed it after you lay the topsoil down?
Yes, sir, we reseeded twice.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, there's no reason that our football team has to move and practice somewhere else when we have a facility there that we invested in. So I appreciate what you're doing to get it fixed.
Again, the estimated renovation is $35,000. That's just for the soil, and I think our maintenance people are going to just spread it out and everything else, so it won't be for any labor. It's just for the soil itself.
Yes, sir. The maintenance department is going to be doing the labor. Mr. Divin and his a couple of his team members going to do the actual work, removing the soil, adding in the soil, the aeration, seeding, the works.
The only thing I'm asking for is the equipment rental and that's it.
And I don't know, has the administration reached out to the contractor that did that job? That actually did that and find out, what the problem was whenever they put it in, if they didn't know what the problem is?
It looks like, a lot of it too is the soil that they used. It's not allowing that sod that was put in stay rooted.
Yeah, you can just pull the grass out right hand.
So yeah, and on the practice field with the cleats and stuff, it don't take long to tear it up.
Trying to pull it up.
Wayne, what did they use as a foundation before they put the sod down?
Part of the build was to use existing material. I think that's what ended up causing problems, unbeknownst to us, But to keep working within the budget, it even says in the paperwork that we were gonna use existing materials. And I think that's what got pushed over there. It's just not allowed the grass to.
So it's dirt from where they did the construction on the baseball fields moved over there to fill up that.
Put on the baseball and softball field, because you remember they sunk them
Yeah.
18 inches under the dirt, so the good soil went there. Existing soil got pushed to the practice area. Like I said, all of our discussions with them was to use existing materials where they could to kind of.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened there. It just will, it's under the sod that was there, it's hard, it's just not letting the roots grab, so when these guys get out there and plant their feet, they're just pulling up the grass. You can only go so far. So what Mr. Devin's gonna do is give us a better, soil foundation to give those roots more to grab onto and hopefully take hold this time.
Was there ever a crown put on it? Because when we discussed it, they were supposed to put a crown on it just like a regular football field.
It did, I don't know to what extent, I don't know the level, I don't know how much of a crown, and I guess the soil on top must have settled and hit that hard back and then just flattened off.
You know, it's going to be like if, you know, you leave a pile of dirt and before you know it, it already sunk in. So yes,
He's gonna scrape that down far enough to hope they rectify that.
Any other questions, comments?
appreciate you.
Again, we have the motion we need to get approved is approve of budget amendment number 7, which is the $35,000 over to pay for that renovation.
So motion.
Motion made by Mr. Galvan, second by Mr. Rector. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Next, consider and approve a memorandum of understanding between Delmar College and Aransas Pass Independent School District.
Yes, this is, we're asking for the board to approve this MOU with us to allow Delmar to come in and offer high school GED classes and ESL classes to our parents. And so this would be like more of an evening program, but they would come in and provide or pay for someone to provide those courses for our community.
So Delmar's going to pay for that
They'll pay for the course, we'll just provide the facilities.
facility?
Yes.
So, and it's a good thing for our community because anybody that doesn't have a high school diploma, they can get a GED. And so I remember way back we had a program like that, but it kind of died out. Yeah, because again, for kids that have dropped out of school and they try to go get employment and they come back, it just gives an opportunity to at least get that high school diploma, which open up employment for them later on. So,
Yes, sir.
Or is Delmar responsible for the dissemination of the information to the community?
So I think we'll help with that, kind of work with them because our parents are here, kind of like we do with our ACE parents.
Okay.
Just try to make sure that they know it's available. And it also help us too with some of the work we're doing with our Title III program, where we have to do some more outreach for our parents in terms of offering bilingual services and making sure those parents are also aware of what's going on within the district. So that it'll help us as well as help them. And most importantly, help our school community.
I think it's a win for the district and a win for the community and a win for our parents and students. So, okay, anybody have any questions or comments? Do you have a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Delmar College and Aransas Pass ISD for high school equivalency preparation courses and college and career readiness programs for English as a second language learners?
So motion.
Motion made by Mr. Galvin. Have a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Flores. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed, say nay. All right, he's got it. Next on the agenda is convening the executive session as authorized by Texas Open Meeting Act, Code 551.001, considering any and all personal purposes permitted by the Act, Section 554.0174, personnel, New Har Athletic Director, New Har Information, New Har DOI, and Section 551.076, security devices. The time is now 7:55. Adjourn the open session and we go into convenience closed section. And I reconvene. Richard Davis, do you have a motion to, as discussed in closed session, to approve Richard Davis as our new AD?
I make a motion.
Second.
Mr. Galvin made motion, Mr. Rexler second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody say disapprove, say nay. Ayes got it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You got a speech? Did you write one up?
Now I can get up and say a few words.
Say a few words. Put you on the spot.
In Spanish and English.
The microphone work now? First of all, members of the board, Dr. Barnes, first of all, I want to thank y'all so much for being here tonight. I know that it was planned. But what I saw tonight, at first, you know, a couple people standing up and speaking, that spoke towards the passion of this community, whether it be, you know, good or bad at times, but the way that y'all handled those things gave me a lot of confidence, you know, being here in Aransas Pass. The people here have been phenomenal, especially the ones I've met tonight. My family's here. You know, and that's the goal, is that we want to bring a family atmosphere to Aransas Pass athletics. We want to be fair, but we want to be tough. And we want to compete against the schools that were spoken about earlier. You know, that's the goal. The end goal is to compete. The end goal is to bring pride back to Aransas Pass. And I think we're going to do that by getting the right people involved, by building on the foundation that's already here, that's already been set. And I just can't thank you enough for your vote of confidence moving forward. So I look forward to getting here, getting things going, and working with each of you, working with each of the staff members. And I just think it's going to be a great era of Aransas Pass athletics. So thank y'all so much.
You forgot one thing. Forgot one thing.
Yeah, you got to be loud, because I'm deaf in one ear. So yell at me. You got to.
I'm deaf in two, so I got you.
All right, good.
You didn't introduce this young lady.
So this is my now fiance as of less than a month ago. This is Brooke Manning. She's currently at Hope, Texas. She's going to finish out the softball season, and then she'll be joining us down here at Aransas Pass. So this is my fiance.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Welcome.
Welcome.
She's here supporting me tonight, along with my grandmother, Ruth, my Aunt Billy, and my Aunt Pam. And so, you know, in the interview, I told them that I was raised by a bunch of women. And here they are. And, you know, of course, my dad is not able to be here tonight. He's got other duties at Gregory Portland. But these are the people that have molded me to be the man I am. And I'm just excited. I think it's a great opportunity. I think we're going to do great things. We're going to work with the kids we have. We're going to get the maximum potential out of them. And our goal is to make them proud. We want them to leave this community, go on and succeed, and then eventually come back and give back to the community. I think that's a big thing. The places that I played at growing up, the places my dad's coached at, that's always been something that he's tried to instill. That's always been something that my mentors have tried to instill, is that we want to be passionate about our community. Whatever our community has to offer, that's what we want to offer these kids, and we want to make them proud to be Aransas Pass athletes. So that's our end goal.
Awesome. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you to the committee for being there too.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm excited.
Passed my first test. You don't wear red ties.
I know. I had a.
You had a red one at
got
home?
purple yesterday. I had to get a whole new suit.
Josh knows about wearing that purple tie, right, Josh?
Yeah, looks good.
Josh, you know about wearing that purple tie? There you go. All right.
Get back. Take it back. I didn't know that part.
Okay, next is, we got two new hires, Lisa Durham and Kimberly Clark. One is a counselor and one is a teacher at Falk. So have a motion to consider and approve the local teacher certificate utilization district of innovation option for a kindergarten teacher at Falk of Lisa Durham, and Miss Kimberly Clark as the counselor at AC Blunt. Do you have a motion to
So
approve that?
motion.
Oh, backwards? Okay,
Kimberly Clark is at Hawk and Lisa Durham is at AC Blunt.
okay. So Lisa Durham's at AC Blunt, Kimberly Clark's at Falk. Do you have a motion to approve their hires?
So motion.
Motion made by Mr. Gavin. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Rector. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the time is now 9:10, and no other business before the board. I adjourn this
Before
meeting.
we do, I don't know who brought these to us, but I'd like to be saying a thanks to all these kids that did this. These are very, very nice, very great. These are something you don't see all the time, but these come from young children, and they did a great job.
Yeah, again, I'd like to pass, our thanks for all the little gifts for the School Board Recognition Month, as well as the posters on the board and things over here on the wall from the elementary school and pre-K that have brought them up. And again, it's nice to get the thanks of the kids, because that's what we're here for, is to serve the kids in the community so the best we can. So we thank the community for your support in what we do as a board, and we're all together. We're all together as one doing this. So we're a big family. So we work together as a family. We can achieve good things as a family. So it's just like your home and everything else. So again, we thank everybody for showing up tonight. Congratulations, Mr. Davis, on being the new AD. Anything else before the board tonight? No other business. It's now 9:11. I close this. I'm sorry, 8:55.
8:50.